Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, I just wanted to record this short video giving my take on Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals last night between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. This is going to be a quick one. I think I might show my Kramer picture for the first part of this video because that's how I felt when I was watching the game last night. The Lakers won that one 114-108 to take a commanding 3-1 lead over the Young Nuggets. The question was whether or not the Nuggets could pull even at 2-2. Or would they fall into a 3-1 hole? In each of the previous two rounds, they were able to storm back, but I don't know that they'll be able to do that against this flawed but talented number one Laker team. I'm sorry. I was just thinking that when I threw flawed in there, Laker fan might take exception to that and come after me. But it is what it is. So in terms of each of the quarters, the Lakers won that first quarter 37-30. The Nuggets won the second quarter 25-23. And then the Nuggets won the third quarter 29-27. And then the Lakers won the final quarter 27-24. So it was actually a pretty close game. But it seemed as though, as I was watching the flow of the game, athletics, especially these team sports, are very much about momentum. And as I was watching the game, it was close early on, and then what happened as the game unfolded was the Lakers would shoot out to a large lead. The Nuggets would whittle it down. The Lakers would shoot out to a large lead again. The Nuggets would whittle it down. And then the Lakers would shoot out to another large lead. And then the Nuggets would whittle it down. But the Nuggets were never able to close the gap and eventually overtake the Lakers. They came close in that fourth quarter, but they were never able to overtake them. Contavious, let me see if I can say this right. Contavious Caldwell Pope. That's a tongue twister of a name. He had a good game. He hit some timely threes. Anthony Davis hit some clutch shots. It seems like he's emerging as the solid number two. Kyle Kuzma hit some shots from long range, and this is on top of the production that you would expect to get from LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So, but what stood out to me about that game, and looking to see whether or not Denver could pull even with the Lakers, I was disappointed in now the Nuggets are a young team, so assuming they can keep this core together and they can come back next year, they'll probably be stronger after this in terms of knowing what to do and from a mental standpoint, because championship teams often have to learn how to win, and that usually involves losing to a superior opponent in a number of years. But I thought that there were missed opportunities there on offense, particularly I'm thinking about Nikola Jokic and who was that, Mason or Miles Plumlee? They're twins. Mason Plumlee. Both of the Nuggets bigs, I thought, at key points in the game, had the ball in the paint, close to the basket, and they passed it out to the perimeter. And I thought that those were possessions where both Nikola Jokic Jokic, the Joker, and Mason Plumlee, I thought that they should have put the ball on the floor and taken it to the basket and initiated the contact with the Laker defenders. Maybe getting fouled, going to the free throw line, or just asserting themselves for a dunk or a layup. But, and I don't know if Mike Malone is talking to them about this, but I think in some instances it's better to go for that higher percentage layup and putting pressure on the defense as opposed to kicking the ball back out to swing it around for a three-pointer. So I was disappointed there. I thought that there were key moments when each of those two players could have made plays that would have put them either that would have either tied the game or put them ahead of the Lakers. And then on defense, I think that, LeBron is most effective in the open court at this point, slashing to the lane. And there were key moments where he got into the lane and for those layups. But I thought that there were rebounds that the Nuggets had to secure that would have helped shift that momentum. I'm thinking specifically about a missed free throw by LeBron. And he was able to run in, snatch the ball, and lay it back up. That was plays like that are momentum killers for a team trying to battle back into the game. And there were a lot of plays like that where the Nuggets let LeBron get rebounds. And I guess in a way that's taking credit away from the athletic plays that the Lakers made. But if you've played basketball, if you've been to camp, if you've been on a team, you know that defense and rebounding is all effort, and discipline. You got to put a body on the man. You have to box them out, and you have to fight for the ball. And so it seemed to me that there were just a lot of plays where the Nuggets let the Lakers come in and get those rebounds. And those were momentum killers. I'm going to go over, let's see, the scoring totals here. I already went over the quarters. So for the Lakers, Anthony Davis led with 34 points. LeBron was next with 26 points. Dwight Howard was next with 12 points. Now Dwight, he was hurting, and he hurt the Nuggets throughout the game. Frank Vogel started Dwight, and early on, in terms of rebounding, going back to rebounding, that's where Dwight was hurting the Nuggets. Dwight isn't necessarily the most talented offensive player in terms of moves. If you compare his moves and his offensive repertoire to AD's, it's very different. But he was hurting the Nuggets in terms of offensive rebounding. So if they're going to survive to Game 6, they're going to have to tighten that up. And Mike Malone's a smart coach, so he's probably going to spot that when looking at the game film. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he scored 13 points. Many of those were when the Nuggets had pulled close, so he contributed to those runs where the Lakers were able to push back out. Rajon Rondo scored 11, and Kyle Kuzma scored 10. For the Nuggets, Jeremy Grant scored 17. I think he's blossoming into a good player. He's got the length, he's got the range. Nikola Jokic, I keep mispronouncing that. It's Jokic. Scored 16, so he didn't have a great game. It was a productive game, but not a great game. Jamal Murray scored 32 quietly. A lot of those came from the free throw line. And toward the end of that game, LeBron took on the challenge of guarding him. And they're going to have to figure out... I didn't realize Jamal Murray was 6'4", so he's a tall guard. But once you put AD or LeBron on him, he has to be more selective about the shots he puts up because they can swat his shots and alter his shots. But he also made some spectacular shots as well, like that Jordan-esque play near the basket. So he had 32 points. So he did what he's been doing, and he made some timely assists as well. Monte Morris scored 12, and Michael Porter Jr. scored 13. So they're getting production. Paul Millsap was in foul trouble. They called some sketchy fouls on Paul Millsap. He only scored 5 points. Gary Harris only scored 3. Gary Harris, his production in this series has been kind of so-so. But they got production. They only lost by 6. But again, I think they lost the game on the defensive end, and they lost the game by giving up timely rebounds early on to Dwight and then throughout the game. And that's something that they're going to have to shore up and address in the next game if they're going to survive to fight and live another day. And then again, I think the Joker needs to be more assertive, closer to the basket. Mason Plumlee, he's a role player. In terms of his offensive repertoire, I don't know how much he has, but I think when he's close into the basket, he needs to be more assertive. So I'm going to stop this here. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.